Hi YouTube, this is Felicia with Bible Scraps, and you guys, I have to jump right into it. Oh my goodness, I love this die. The other day I shared Anna Griffin's Wreath and door dies. You could check out that video. This die is part of that collection, and I gave a little sneak peek of a card I made. Well, you guys, take a look at what you can make with this die. You could make journals, books, diaries, right? For any occasion and any season. The door represents so many things. Oh my goodness, I'm super excited. This can be a welcome to the neighborhood type book where you share recipes, addresses to the spa, the gym, or whatever. It could be for a job promotion, someone who just got their first office, right? It could represent your kid's classroom front door. Make an ABC book. What about your child who's going to college? It could represent the door of their dorm. It could be a first apartment, a recipe for a pastor who just got their or his or her first church. It can represent something inspirational, right? New opportunities. It could be a wedding book. It could be an insert for an album like your junk journal or traveler's notebook. It can be for Valentine's Day, love quotes and poems. It could be your personal pocket prayer book. It could be a book of random thoughts. I plan on using both of these. One for ideas. I'll keep these in my purse or / car, and I'll keep one filled with ideas, and then I'll take those ideas and put them in my December daily, because this one will be my December daily. And I'm so super excited about this die. It is one of my all-time faves. I've already cut my paper down to 7.5 this way and 6.25 this way. Now, there are some things you want to note if you decide to adopt my method. I score my paper down the center because I want a crisp fold. You don't have to score, but I think it just looks better when you score. But notice the score side or the folded side is on my left. It's important that you pay attention to orientation. I have a motto, don't think, create, but some things you do have to actually think, right? Okay, this is the die. I have the cut side faced down into the paper, but you need to pay attention to the orientation of your doorknob. You want to have the doorknob to the right of your paper, and you want to have the folded line to the left. So here's the folded side. My die is facing down, and I see my doorknob to the right. That's very important. If you don't have this particular, the way I'm orienting my die with my paper, you will end up with your doorknob on this side. Okay, so once you have it aligned up, I like to flip mine over. Now pay attention to this cut line right here. I'm going to use it as a guide. I'm placing the folded side of my paper right beneath that cut line. So I'm not covering up this part or that part. It's placed right beneath it. And then what I'm going to do, now you can fold it or you can place it down that way, or you can place it upwards. And then you need some repositionable tape. I am using washi tape. From this end to this end, you need to have it positioned correctly and not like that. Adhere it down like so. Now you can cover. Okay, and then whatever die cutting machine you are using, create your sandwich. I'm using a custom sandwich. This is a sandwich that I created for the Gemini Junior. I have a video if you're interested. Okay, I'm going to leave that in because I do want to emboss. So whatever shims you need to use to emboss, go ahead and lay that down and emboss. So I have embossed my door card or door book. The tape comes right off But take a look, you guys. This is the front of my little book, and you see the embossing. But also, because I left the folded card in the die, I also got light embossing on the back, and that is so cool. I love that. And this is the inside. You will need to punch out these excess pieces. Okay, the next step. Now, I'm going to switch between different cards because I began to create, but I was not filming. So this is where we left off. Now, I want to give the appearance that my light is on. You see the openings around there. So what I decided to do was to cut down a yellow piece of paper and glue it. I did both sides of, well, both of the covers. So it gives the appearance from the front and from the back that the light is on. Now I cut this sheet down to 3 inches width by 5.5 inches length. Alrighty, and to glue it down, I'll have this linked below. It's a bookbinding glue. And I'll also have these little bottles linked below. I love to use these in my card making class and also for personal use. I just pour the glue in here and refill it as need be. Well, you can add glue around the perimeter here. You just want to make sure you don't add glue in the openings. And then if you like, you can add glue in this center part. Very easy to do. The next step would be, if you want to, well, if I want, I can keep the inside covers yellow, but I covered my inside covers with mirror cardstock. You could do that as well. Now, pay attention here. I've added washi. I reinforced this part. You could barely see it here. I scored too hard and it left a small tear right there. So I reinforced it with washi. I added adhesive before I added my washi though, because sometimes washi is stubborn and it don't want to stick. If you want to add inside covers, the sizes for this, oh you guys, I have a fun accent to share. Okay, back to the front door, right? Some front doors actually have windows. And that is what I have done for this card. I have added 2 small windows. So I began to create again without filming. So I thought, let me backtrack. Alrighty, what you need to do before you add your inside cover pages, but you can add your inside layer if you use thin paper. You could still use a punch, and that's what I've used here. I think this is by 7 Gypsies. It's 5 1/8. You could also use your square die. Worst case scenario, use a craft knife. That works. Okay, so once you have your 2 windows, the next thing you want to do, now this is if you want to add a second layer, which I do. I have my layer right here. I did add more washi tape. I like how that looks. You may not need to reinforce your spine, but I added this one because I just like how it looks. So here I'm going to adhere my paper down. Going to add glue around the perimeter. You don't need to add a lot of this glue. This is the strongest glue in my opinion on the market, as it is a bookbinding glue. And I have my punch facing me, and you want to punch the paper. You see here I'm having a difficult time because I don't have my punch aligned only on the paper. And I've taken a strip of acetate and I've taken a larger glue dot and I cut it in half, and I adhered 1/2 of the glue dot on both sides. And once I adhere this down, you cannot see the glue dots, and that will be contingent upon the type of paper that you use. Love that window effect. Okay, it's time to finish up our little book. I have added my pages already. These pages are all the same size. Now there's many different ways you can bind a book. I'm going to show you guys one of the ways I like to do mine. I have cut down pages from hand-dyed paper, and these pages are different sizes. Your largest page should not be larger than 6 5/8 by 5/15/16. Okay, put all of your pages together. Now, I was going to do a pamphlet stitch, and then I decided, no, I'm going to do it the way I prefer. Pamphlet stitches are fun, but this is my favorite method. And you would want to add another paper clip or a different type of clip to hold this side down. Okay, you guys, if I did not mention, you do need to fold each one of your pages. And I have taken a green pen and colored down the center. That will help me with my sewing. Now I'm using a basic straight stitch, but I have my machine on the slowest setting. And just going to stitch. Okay, so my stitching is not totally aligned with the green line, but that's okay. I was at a weird angle. We won't be able to see that anyway, but take your book cover. Oh, this is so pretty, right? Okay, and you want to use your paper clips, align the green line in the center of your book, add your paper clips, and now I'm going to stitch again and still try to follow the green line using the same stitch and the same speed. All right, are you guys ready to see? Now it's not embellished, but the meat part, the book is done. Okay, pay attention to my stitching. That's not supposed to be right there. That's because I did not pay attention to stitching the actual pages down to the cover. I was at that weird angle. So you do want to pay attention to that. Some may wonder, why did I stitch the paper first and then stitch the paper to the book? I don't know. I just like to do it that way. I've never seen anyone do it that way. I'm sure many crafters probably do. I don't know. But I just, well, one reason can be too, I have all of my paper together so it doesn't move. I think that might be the reason why I do it. But the book is bound and it's a little off-centered, but that adds to the charm. It's handmade. It don't have to be perfect. I have all of my pages. Now I want to show this page here. This is where you see the stitching, which I do love that, but I don't like how it just flips and lands open to that page. So what I do, I either make these two pages into a pocket, or you can glue them together and make one page, or you can leave it as is. There's nothing wrong with it, but I love my little pocketbook. And then this is the one that I did already. This one looks much neater. But I wanted to add a washi tape because I thought that was pretty. But if you did want to cover up that, you could add tape, ribbon, whatever. But these pages were all the same size. They're more uniform. Let's see if I can find that center page here. Okay, I don't know where it's at. Oh, there it is. Not bad, right? These are so adorable. If you guys have found this video inspirational, why not support it? Give me a big thumbs up. I will have measurements linked below. I will also have some of the items that I used linked below. Feel free to share this video. If you decide to adopt my video, why not give proper credits? Give me a shout out and do link back to this tutorial. Well, I want to thank you all for watching. As always, blessings.